Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you have a magnificent day. I am here to do an intuitive card reading to see what messages, insights, and guidance the universe wants to share with us, especially for those who have been, feeling lonely, disheartened, disconnected, wanting those genuine, deep, meaningful connections in a world that just seems prevalently fake, insincere, cold, detached, all this pretending, all this manipulation, all this deception, all this using other people. And it's not even like you're asking for much. You're just like, I just want real connections, people that can be my friends or a partner. Like, where are those people? I know they must be out there. So let's take a look at the cards and see what the universe wants us to know. So we have Black. Find richness from the dark night. And that can be a lot. Like when you're feeling, when you're feeling all these intense emotions and it feels like it's trying to pull you over, like it's a tidal wave, it's a lot. A lot of us, from what I've seen as a collective, like to run away from our feelings, like to sidestep them, like to bury them, like to, cover them up with all these things like shopping and gambling and going out to all these parties and alcohol and drugs and all these things. And a lot of these things, can even be overeating. But a lot of these things aren't inherently bad on their own, like shopping. Nothing wrong with shopping and getting things. Eating good food, nothing wrong with that. Partaking in some activities, not bad, but it's so many people that I've come across, not saying this is everyone, they just end up using it as a coping mechanism, so as a way to numb out, as a way to run away. My family in particular, they will run away through things like alcohol. That's a really big thing. There's alcoholics in my family. My siblings especially will use things like weed a lot. And again, I'm not trying to judge people who use things or who don't want to feel the feelings, because they can be a lot, but it's not healthy. And they're harming themselves when they think they're, helping themselves. Like, for instance, I get how painful it can be to be human. It was an intense wave of sadness, longing, and disheartenment last night. It was a couple hours, and part of me was like, man, I don't want to feel this, and wanted to try to run away from it, but a part of me is just I just need to sit with this, to feel it, to process it, because running away from it, trying to sidestep it, trying to act like it's not there, trying to sweep it under the rug and bury it, it's not going to help me. It's still going to be there. I'm just not going to be noticing it. And when we do that, it just grows and grows and grows. And honestly, it was a doozy. I feel you, because my whole life, it basically feels like I've been lonely in the crowd. And at the same time, while I saw all my peers and my siblings chasing after popularity and be like, I want lots of friends, I was like, I don't want lots of friends. I'm not against having many friends, but I don't need quantity. I want quality. I want those deep, meaningful connections. And I tried my best to do it. I don't expect perfection. I don't. I just want real, genuine people who will do their best to come into the relationship with love, kindness, respect, this willingness to learn, this willingness to apologize and try to grow and improve together. I don't need people to look a certain way. I don't need people to, share all my same interests. I don't need people to have a certain religion. I just want the real people. I will try to be that open space and be loving and caring and respectful and all that. And time again, I just get walked all over, metaphorically thrown mud at, spit upon, all these things. And then people act like I'm this monster, like I'm crazy. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to ask for much, but I'm tired of the gaslighting and the manipulation and the deception and the invalidation and the belittling and all these things. And I just went through it last night. And I'm like, I know these people have to be out there. It's like literally people tell me like, oh, just go to dating apps and stuff. And I'm just like, but I've never been interested in modern dating culture. Like all the hookups and like the flings and like all that. Like, I don't want that. I want deep, meaningful, genuine connection. I don't want these fleeting things and like to just look for someone to have a good time with. Nothing wrong with it. I would love to have people to have a good time with, but I want more than that. And I would, like, in a romantic relationship, I would want there to be like a foundation of like deep friendship, of, enjoying the big fun moments, going on trips and all, but also just the little daily everyday life things. And like so many people around me have never been interested in that, so it's like it gets to be very lonely. I get it. I was in the thick of it last night and I'm like, man, I know people have to be out there, but it just feels like I'm just all alone and I'm the only one. And like I know that my feelings are valid, but that doesn't mean that what I'm feeling is exactly true, like I know there are other people out there. But the messaging with that coming in, it's just like things like that when it feels like you're just breaking down, because I was going through it hard last night. But breakdowns can actually be breakthroughs. When it feels like everything's falling apart, it could be everything actually falling into place. But you need to be open to things. If you are like putting your time, energy, and attention into wrong things that aren't actually in alignment, they don't actually resonate, yeah, they're going to need to fall apart so you can have that new, strong, stable, secure foundation for the life that you actually want. And so that's why the universe is saying like, hey, yeah, I know it can be painful. Yeah, I know it's uncomfortable, and you can see how disconnected and cold and detached modern society can be, where it just feels like everyone's going through emotions and pretending and isn't real. But it's like there are real ones out there. Stay the course. Allow yourself to feel. Don't sweep things under the rug, because when we do that, we're just kind of feeding into the problem. And people are looking for authenticity. Not everyone. Some people can't handle it, but the universe wants you to know that you will find the right people. Just give yourself time. And that can be easier said than done. Like, I feel like that's been my whole life. I'm not gonna lie. Time and time again, getting betrayed by people and deceived and manipulated by people. It is not fun. You can think you found genuine, authentic people that you have a deep, meaningful connection with, and then they turn around and there's like throwing you out like garbage. It's not fun. But the way I see it overall, not necessarily in the moment, because I'm human, it can be very painful, is that the right ones will stay, the right ones will want to be around you, the right ones will put in the work. And if the other ones fall apart, if they fall away, if they leave you, that means they weren't meant to stay, that they weren't the real ones that you're meant to, have these deep, genuine relationships with. And they might come back around, they might learn, grow, and improve, and they might want to try to patch things up. It might happen. But it's in the dark that the light can shine the brightest. If you have like a flashlight or a candle or, a glow stick, whatever it is, even fireworks, like if it's during the daytime when it's super sunny, you can't see it. But in the dark of the night, that's when it can shine its brightest. So that's what the universe wants you to know. Even when life seems really dark and heavy, you can still shine bright. Okay, so we have coral. Allow flow and synchronicity into your life. That's the thing. The universe is weaving its master plan behind the scenes. It's working magic and miracles, and it has your back. So it's getting things into place even if you can't see it, which is why, even though it's hard, because as humans we really want to try to control things, we have these plans, like, no, it has to go this way. This is why we need to let up. We need to be flexible. We need to allow. We need to go with the flow, because we may have this plan of how it's supposed to look and work out and look, but if we're just so fixated on that, we have these blinders on and we can't see all the good that's around us. We can't see, all these master plans and divine timing that the universe is working out on our behalf. because we might get that nudging to, go on a weekend trip, go to the store, go to a park, like, or someplace, like, it just like, that's not me. I never want to do that. Well, it could be someone that you're meant to meet, and they're at that place, and that's why the universe is giving that nudging, like, hey, go here now. And it's like, you might be like, well, that makes no sense to go there. Well, yeah, for like human ego, like mind type of ways, like, yeah, you don't need anything there, but it's like people you're meant to meet are there, or that maybe there's an opportunity there for you. Like, that's the thing. We got to go with the flow and allow synchronicity, because there are no accidents or coincidences in this universe. The universe is very intentional. It will use anything and everything to your benefit. It may not always look like it. It may not always look like it. And, if you're in the dark and it feels like you're being suffocated, it's like, you may not have been buried. You may not have been, abandoned. It's like you could have been planted. And like the seed, you need time to grow and sprout, but you will flourish. And so that's why we need to have more trust. Again, easier said than done sometimes. Like, I was in the thick of it last night. I am so human like you guys. I really am. But then we also have tangerine, be spontaneous and have fun. And honestly, when we can let loose, when we can lighten up, when we can just like, you know what, go with the flow, I'm going to just do this spontaneously and have fun, we will attract more people with us. Because think about it, who would you want to spend more time with? Who would you want to be around? Someone who can have fun, someone who is, in the energy of joy and peace and happiness and fun and laughter and lightheartedness, or someone who is, very rigid and grumbly and frustrated and complaining and, having all these negative thoughts and just like spewing, all this like mud and all this is like, rah, 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 like, that's my family. And this isn't me trying to like look down on them, but it's just like, it's not that surprising that they don't really have any friends. Not in a mean way, but it's just like, you're not putting yourself out there in a energy that people would be attracted to. Like, you are always fixating on the negative, going on about how nothing works out for you, everything always goes wrong, expecting the worst, complaining, ranting, screaming, fighting with one another because you have to be right, and the one who's loudest is the most right, the one that doesn't back down is the most right. Like, it's not fun and enjoyable energy to be around, which is why the universe is wanting us to lighten up and to have fun, because we will attract the right people from that. And you can find friends, potential romantic partners, business partners, whatever, by having fun, by not actively like putting out like, I need to find them, but it's like, no, I'm just going to be, and I'm going to enjoy my life. And that's going to open up so many doors for you. And again, I know it can be easier said than done. Like last night when I was in the thick of the tidal wave of the sadness and the loneliness and the disconnection and all that, like, I wasn't in a spot where I could really have fun, because I was just so much in the emotions, and I was just feeling so drained, because I'm like, why are all these people pretending and being nasty to one another? Like, why is it so hard? I feel like this is a small ask to just try to live by that golden rule, to try to, treat other people the way you want to be treated, treat other people with common decency, kindness, respect, honesty, that kind of thing. Doesn't seem like a big ask to me, but people be people, and they're going to make their choices. So we have meditate and contemplate, New Moon and Pisces. Yeah, this really feels like you reconnecting with yourself, getting clear on what it is you want, what it is that you're actually looking for. Because a lot of times, I've heard people and talked to people, and they're going on about how they need a person to look like this. So if they don't look like this, then they're not good enough, and they would never even consider them. And they need to have such and such amount, like, income, and they need to have a house, and they need to, be doing all the things. And it's just like, is it really that you want all that? It's not bad to want what you want. It's not bad to have preferences, but is that really what's going to make you happy? Because so often people are chasing after all these shiny objects as a way to disconnect from what they're actually feeling, and they're not being true to themselves. And so if we can get clear and open and honest with ourselves, if we can stop running away from ourselves, if we can meditate, if we can reflect, if we can contemplate and figure out what's most important to us, what it is we really want and need, and what it is we ourselves personally can do to help ourselves make steps towards the life we want. If we're wanting to have a loving, happy life, that is, there's peace. What can we do today to bring more joy into our life? What can we do today to bring more love for ourselves and other people that are already in our life? What can we do today to be more grateful? What can we do today to create more peace in our lives? What is it that we can do? Because we can't control other people. We can't control external factors like the weather or, traffic and all these things. But we can choose how we show up in the world. We can choose the narratives we tell ourselves. We can choose the people, places, and things we associate with. And if it's draining us, if it's making us feel disconnected and sad and like we're not good enough, we don't need to keep, being around that. We can slowly walk away from it, disconnect. Because with some situations, you gotta be careful because people can be intense and can be potentially dangerous, but get clear on what it is you want. Be open and honest with yourself. Take time to connect inward because it's going to make living in the external so much easier. It really is. So you'll know yourself. Okay, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio, yeah. We got to stop subscribing to the negativity. We got to stop fixating it. We got to stop festering on it. We got to stop obsessing over it because it's harming us. Feel what you need to feel. Process your feelings, Don't paint yourself out as the bad guy, a villain, broken, horrible for having negative emotions. That's not what this is saying. It's releasing those negative narratives, those limiting beliefs, of speaking ill and death over ourselves, thinking that we can't have good things, always expecting the worst. We need to let that go. Feel what you need to feel. Allow yourself to be human. If it comes up, you're allowed to feel it. Just don't fixate it on it. Don't cling to it. Don't, be like, no, this is the truth. It's just like, that's why the universe wants you to reflect, to meditate, to contemplate. Because is this thought, is this energy, is this emotion that you're clinging to actually helping you? Is it building you up or is it tearing you down? Yeah. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. And for a lot of this is getting open again. This is taking a chance again. This is, using our discernment, but allowing ourselves to trust again. Because if you've been like me, it's just been like time after time after time after time in all sorts of different situations. It's your peer group not accepting you and being nasty to you and acting like you're invisible and stupid and like you don't matter. It's friends who, supposedly have your back and actually like you, but they'll drop you and act like you've never existed in the first place when someone new enters the picture. It's people using you like a tool. It's, bosses looking down on you and thinking that they own your life and they can drain you out and run you dry. But then as soon as you have nothing left to give, they toss you out and be like, you weren't even good enough. It's those, toxic exes who just threw mud and did smear campaigns and all that. Like, yeah, I get it. I have been there time and time and time again. Like, even my immediate family and like my more, less immediate family and family in general, like, there are a lot of dysfunctional, unhealthy people in it. And like, it's just, you can't live up to their expectations. They expect you to be perfect and to not need anything and just be able to handle everything on your own, even as a small child, and to actually take care of them. And like, I get it. Like, I have been there time and time again. But if we don't open up, if we don't trust again, if we're not taking chances to meet new people, we'll never find those genuine, meaningful, deep connections that we're looking for. So yes, use your discernment. Don't blindly trust because that can get you in the same situation again. But don't act like the chances aren't out there. Don't act like you'll never meet them because that can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And if you never step out of your comfort zone, like with me, I've been trying to, replenish my energy and get back into a healthier state. And so I've been a lot more inward. I haven't been going out into the world so much, but I know eventually I'm going to need to, because in this house, like, I'm not going to find the deep, meaningful connections, because my family, they're at what they're at. They're making their choices. They don't want to change. And so it's like, I need to be able to go out into the world to take these chances. I need to step out of my comfort zone. And again, it's easier said than done. I get it. I'm with you. But when we do, a win-win outcome is in the forecast, woman in Libra. We have to take chances. We got to get out of our comfort zone. We got to release that negativity. We got to connect with ourselves. We got to allow flow, to be spontaneous, to have fun, because life is meant to be enjoyed. We're not meant to be alone and isolated and disconnected and just sad and just longing for this meaningful connection. And then just like everyone's just like, nope, this is just how life is. It's cold and detached, and people are cruel, and they'll manipulate you and deceive you, and that's just how it is. You gotta suck it up. Like, no, that's not how it's meant to be. You're meant to have healthy, loving, supportive, kind, respectful relationships. You're meant to have that. Not everyone is capable of it. Not everyone is willing to learn, grow, and improve. It's a choice they can make. They can learn, grow, and improve, but that doesn't mean they're going to. But know that by you doing the inner work, by you showing up for yourself, by you willing to move forward and keep taking those steps, no matter how small they are, you will have a win-win outcome. You will find the people who are looking for the exact same thing as you. For real. But you gotta go for it. Yeah, the octopus flexibility. You gotta be flexible. You gotta be adaptable. You gotta be open. You can't be rigid and closed off and like wall off your heart and, keep yourself secluded in your house or your home or wherever you are. Like, you won't be able to find it. You gotta be flexible. You gotta be open. You gotta go with the flow. Look for the synchronicities and signs from the universe. Be spontaneous, because the universe will guide you. You will get those intuitive nudges. You will. You really will. Yeah. The llama, endurance. You got to have some endurance and resilience, because, dude, like with me, like I've been through a lot, and then like I get with how much I've been through, and like how much heartbreak and mistreatment and abuse and neglect and deception and manipulation and gaslighting and scapegoating and all that I've been through from person after person after person. I get it. I get why people would give up. I genuinely do. Like, I have thought about it before, because I'm just like, I'm just so tired of this. I'm just so sad, and it breaks my heart. And I'm like, I know it's not meant to be this way. I know I'm not meant to be everyone's like punching bag and scapegoat and just I ruin everything. Like, I know that. I know I'm not meant to be that, but it gets hard. And so we got to be, to the best of our abilities, give ourselves grace, be gentle with ourselves. But we got to learn to be resilient and have the endurance, because if we give up, we won't find the people we're looking for. We won't have the life we're looking for, because we gave up. We threw in the towel, Yeah. The otter, playfulness. We gotta have more play. We gotta have more fun. And it can be easier said than done when everyone's energy around you is so dark and draining and disconnected and just nasty and toxic and negative. Like all these things, like it's hard, but focus on you. Focus on what it is you want. Make space for you. Prioritize your well-being and peace of mind. Allow yourself to play. Allow yourself to enjoy life. Allow yourself to stop and smell the roses, because you deserve good things. You really, really do. Yeah, compassion. May you tend to the suffering. And that's having compassion for yourself and other people, because other people are going through the exact same thing as you. You may not know them. You may not have met them yet, but there are people out there who know exactly what you're going through and can feel it deeply. And this is why the universe wants you to be spontaneous and to go with the flow, because you can allow the magic in. The universe can work magic and miracles and bless you beyond anything you can imagine, but you gotta allow it. May you flow with the divine. Get into those synchronicities. It will work out for you. And yeah, when you go with the flow, when you allow the synchronicities, when you open yourself up and step out of your comfort zone and take those chances, you have the awe again of life and how wonderful it is. May you see the sublime in the everyday. And you don't need every day to be like this huge adventure. You can appreciate the small things. So many people don't. They don't. They're just like, no, it has to be this, that, and the other. And it's like, we don't need that. No. So this is going to be a period of transformation for you. Transformation is the soul's evolution. You are going to be able to, and the universe is working with you. It's conspiring in your favor to take all the bad, all the things that might be tried to use against you by other people, all their nastiness. It's going to turn it into fertilizer for you. It's going to turn it into good. It's going to turn it into blessings. So stay the course as best you can. It can be easier said than done. But yeah, make more room for love. Love is everywhere. Open your heart to feel it. And it can come from the most unexpected places. But you know what? If you need to start, just start off by loving yourself. And if you have a pet, you can just love on your pet. Because pets, they can be full of so much unconditional love. And like they're a great way to help us connect when the world is, it's a doozy. And yeah, make more room for peace. Make it one of your priorities. Peace of mind and well-being should be your priority right now. Find inner peace in the moments of stillness. Yeah. This is why the universe wants you to meditate and contemplate, to connect with yourself. Because you can foster that inner peace. You can choose to make that your priority. You don't have to let the external dictate your internal. Again, it's easier said than done. I hear you. So we have Morning Star. Keep shining even when the others have quit. Yeah. Keep shining. Keep showing up. Keep taking chances. Use your discernment. Look out for yourself. Treat yourself well. But keep shining, because if you quit, you'll never find the people you're looking for. You'll never find that life where you can thrive. And when you keep showing up and you keep shining, it leads to your breakthrough. For a star to be born, it must first collapse. This is not your destruction. This is your birth. That's the thing. The universe is undergoing this metamorphosis and transformation for you. I'm there too. I'm in it. Like, I am in the wilderness. I am going through it, guys. Like, most of the time, I can focus on all my gratitude, all the joy, all the light and love and peace and wonder in the world. But I'm human too. I went through it last night. It was hard. It felt like it was going to suck me under, but we're being led to our breakthrough. The universe is setting us up for so much greatness. Yeah, the breakthrough is the good news that you need to keep your eyes and ears open for. Have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, because it may seem like the world is conspiring against you, but the universe knows what's best for you and is setting everything up for your breakthrough, for your greatness, for your dream life. So be ready. That's why the universe wants you to go with the flow, to be spontaneous, to be open, to make room for more fun and play, tankered, celebration, fun, enjoyment. You're supposed to enjoy life. Not that everything's going to be to your preference, not that everything's going to be easy, not that there won't be, challenges and hardships, but you're meant to have more love in your life. You're meant to be in love with the journey. Not that you have to enjoy everything about it. But make more room for love, for joy, for fun, for peace, for awe, for the magic. Because you have so much to offer the world. You have so much love and kindness and gifts and insight to offer the world. Keep shining. Even when the others might be trying to smother out your light. Because that happened to me time and time again. People, I think, are intimidated and feel threatened by my light, even though I'm not trying to harm anyone. I'm really not. But I think it just reminds them of how disconnected they are. And they're like, no, I don't want to look at that. And so they try to snuff it out because it makes them uncomfortable. But you deserve love. You do. Okay, we have fan. So the universe is fanning the flames on this. Romance, celebration, and party. There's so much celebration and festivity and love and excitement coming into this time. This is why the universe wants you to release negativity. It's wanting you to step out of your comfort zone. It's letting you know that there's a win-win outcome in the forecast. Get excited. Because yeah, happiness is coming. Happiness is something you can choose. That's not to say you have to like everything, but happiness is a choice. Peace of mind is a choice. You can, plant those seeds every day. You can water them, you can tend to them, and then you'll have a bountiful harvest. Some people don't choose to plant them. Some people choose not to water them and to nurture them. And then you look at their lives and you see how miserable they are and you feel bad for them, but it's like, no one can choose for you. You have free will, It's up to you to choose. So the universe wants you to release negativity. And when you do all this, when you're connecting with yourself, when you choose to keep shining, when you choose to see the magic and the awe and the splendor and to make love, joy, peace, harmony, fun your priorities, the foundation of your life, the things you're looking for and you're looking to strengthen and to plant seeds of, you're going to have success. You're going to shine bright. This is why the universe is saying keep shining, even when other people have quit, even when others try to extinguish you. Keep shining. It's not always going to be easy. Sometimes you may need to, go inward, to retreat, to lick your wounds, to heal, to take time to fill up your cup. Sometimes your steps might be really, really small, but keep moving forward. Stay the course. You can go the distance. You're going to be successful. You're going to find the people. A win-win outcome is in your forecast. Happiness and love and fun and celebration and magic and miracles, all of it is in your future. All of it is destined for you. You are destined for greatness, but you got to keep going. It's easier said than done, but you got to keep going. I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care. And if you need someone to listen to, if you need someone to connect to, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So reach out, put comments below. We can become a community for one another. We can be each other's, people that have each other's backs and online friends and help each other out, because it's getting harder and harder and harder in these wild times. The waves are getting rough, the storms are getting turbulent, there's drama, there's chaos, people's emotions are popping off, and there's all these emotional volatile explosions. I get it. I'm here for you guys if you need me. I'm sending you so much love. All the best to you. Be blessed and be gentle with yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye.